we're planning on doing today. So that's how we see our plans. As I was on the campaign trail, one things that we heard consistent about, and you hear me speak about a lot of basic things that our community wanted to see was better policing. Again, you hear me champion that. You're talking about for infrastructure and flood. You hear me champion that because so many people don't want their houses to be flooded, and basically that's something that you hear me talking about. Emergency access across the tracks on the east side of town. We just commended our fire department for access there. So again, those are things that we are doing based on what our community asks us to do. Better community transparency. You see us pushing from agendas to, I guess, meetings, um, holding people accountable. So holding the whole community accountable. So basically, so I'm putting first what the people ask me to do. So these are things I heard when I was on the campaign trail, and as I speak, that's what I speak about. The people that asked me, that I felt that voted for me, or at least wanted me to represent them, those are things I'm doing. I voted highly for our new chief. He's doing an outstanding job. We're speaking highly about how to find ways to stop flood in, say, in Ward 3 and Ward 4 or Ward 6, how we incorporate other areas that was flooded. That's something that I'm going to speak a lot about coming up. Emergency um, access, because the train track, one side does not have a bridge. The east side doesn't have a bridge. So we commend our fire department as to be a part of our EMS, EMTs. That's something that we hear a lot about. So again, we just want to talk about things that we're doing or we're advocating for because of what we heard on the campaign trail. And that's how we're growing. That's how we're moving. Again, I keep thinking about for small businesses. I am truly for small businesses. I keep saying it's very important. I'm seeing that they run through some dilemmas that I think is not fair. And I can promise you, if you're trying to open a business in your community, I'm on your side. I'm for exchange and for small businesses. So again, if you run any type of problems that with permits, whatnot, let's look over them. Let's find out what's the problem with those. If it's zoning or ordinance or whatever, please let us know. As of right now, we've got one that basically on Short Street that basically we're in the debate about. Right now we think a snowball stand. There's nothing wrong with a seasonal snowball stand. Basically, we can put things in place and let the snowball stand be functional. When we got other places in the community, people selling cars with car for sale signs on their car lots. We've got lemonade stands with not permits. So again, for a person that wants certain things, it's important that we're going to abide by all the same laws. So I ask you guys, if you're running over things or running across things that's not, you think you have questions about, please reach out to us. Again, because we really want our community to grow. We're going to be fair. We're going to make decisions based on case by case. We're not treating anybody different. Even right now with Motley Street, right now with a clean out, I'm going to debate this coming week, how we did we ask that resident to create, I guess, to hire a plumber to cover the leakers on their end, and the plumber has went there and staked the whole, I guess, drainage out and find no blockage, but they still have a blockage. And basically, I was there, and the clean out basically went to the streets. But now I'm hearing that in order the city to do their job, the homeowners must have a clean out in the right of way. I think that's